Welcome to Papillion UnScripted. I'm Michael Severe, the place to go. Different people who truly help Papillion feel like home. Joining us today is Ted Pafford. He is the American Legion Post Commander 32, and he is joining us right here in Papillion. We appreciate your time. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you're born and raised Papillion guy, huh?
Yeah, I started out in actually La Vista, went to La Vista West, then La Vista Junior High, transferred to Papillion, Papillion Junior High, and graduated Papillion Martinic.
Yeah, and your family's been here for
they
generations?
settled in the 1800s, so kind of well known. The family's name is Bell, so Bell Elementary is named after the family.
Oh, wow.
The Zeke Hotel, that's named after my family, yeah.
Wow, nice history there.
Yeah.
So how does one become a post commander, which is really a cool title, by the way?
By default, I think. Usually you start out through the ranks, go through first vice. I started out as a first vice commander. Turned out the commander before me did a lot of work, kind of got burned out, and I kind of took over.
Lots of change since you've taken over. We're talking about renovations, some expansions. Can you kind of get us into what you guys have gotten done over the last, year and a half or so?
Yeah, we had a storm come through, so the building needed some siding damage. So we did a lot of repairs that way, re-sided it. We had a new kitchen contractor come in, so we had to redo the kitchen. So we did all that. Fenced in for a potential new beer garden that we're working on for an outdoor event area. So we're kind of excited about that.
Yeah, because you guys are near where Papillion Days are, so that's like something.
Yeah,
certainly
we
you can
kind of
do.
take over. Papillion Days kind of takes over our parking lot there.
Yeah. But they like the idea of having beer gardens. I know not in the carnival, so your area kind of helps them out a little bit, or could help them out.
Yeah, it helps out. It's pretty close. People like it because they're close. Their kids can go out and play, and then they can come in, get some air conditioning and some refreshments and some food. So it's pretty good location for it.
Sometimes people get confused between the American Legion or the VFW.
All the time.
Yeah. Tell me what the American Legion is, what you guys do.
Yeah. So the American Legion is the oldest. It started in 1919. And it was actually started by Theodore Roosevelt. So the guys coming back from World War I didn't have any care when they got back. So he started up the American Legion in 1919 for health care, which through the years has turned out to be what we know today as the Veterans Administration. But anybody in the service can join the American Legion, where the VFW, you have to have fought on foreign soil to join the VFW. But otherwise, a veteran organization, nonprofits, not much difference. We all kind of represent and lobby for the same things.
Yeah, you talk about that. So you pay a fee, pay your dues, and that goes to what?
Yeah, so currently our dues are pretty low. They're $40 a year, but they're split up. A little bit goes to the post, so we can do we support local veterans, community, the schools, youth programs. A little bit goes to the state, so they can do some state-run events. And then a large portion goes back to national, which is a good thing because the organization still has lobbyists to Congress. So, like probably most recently, you've heard of the burn pits bill that got passed.
Yep.
So there's things every year that the lobbyists do for veterans benefits. So that's why it's important to have the membership and the dues.
Yeah, one of the things I know hearing from a lot of veterans this past weekend when I was doing the walk was not having tax exempt status on your retirement.
Yeah.
I know some states already do
Right.
that, but I know they're constantly working on that.
Yeah, and that was a big one for our state because a lot of veterans come here, especially when you have Offutt and Stratcom and everybody in there. They come here, they like to settle here, but they were taxed, and every state around us didn't have taxes for veterans. So that also helped to do that, so we can be tax exempt to keep the veterans here. So instead of retiring, we don't leave and go to surrounding states. Another local one is, Warner Trucking is really big about supporting veterans communities. They have veteran recruiters. So another thing we're working on them was they want to currently with their training, you can't use your GI Bill to use their training yet. So that's kind of a state clause. So they're working on that so we can get that fixed. I mean, the trucking industry is in need of a lot of people, and it's great for veterans. So the American Legion's helping locally with that. So there's a lot of state programs that we support and help and try to help veterans with their benefits.
So we talked a lot this weekend about depression, PTSD, that sort of thing. Going to the Legion, I'm sure, gives you a chance to talk to people who understand where you're coming from and kind of gives you that camaraderie.
Yeah, what is kind of different for us is because we do have the grill and the restaurant that's open all the time. In fact, that's actually how I ended up coming to the post. But we end up getting a lot of veterans. It's Sarpy County's veteran community. So a lot of them come there, they stop in, they learn we're open to the public. They have a meal, they kind of enjoy the environment. They end up talking. There's always other veterans in there, so they start talking about their careers. Hey, I know you, I recognize you, and usually we end up getting probably a couple, 3 or 4 a month new members because of it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's talk about one of the things that I know everybody knows about. It's American Legion baseball.
Yeah.
How does that work in terms of the sports and stuff that you guys are a part of?
Yeah, so we sponsor both schools, both Papillion schools. This was kind of my first year being the new commander of helping support them, but we support both of them. It's exciting. I wasn't able to take in enough games, but it was a big thing. And American Legion, the history of it, is a big part of what we know today as baseball. So that's why there's American Legion baseball. And it's kind of nice. The schools, because of it, they have the American Legion patches on there and represent. And of course, we hang that on our wall, our lounge wall, so the people that come in there from both schools can see that we represent them. But it's been going on for many years, so hopefully it can continue on.
We talked about the building at the beginning, but there's so much history in that building. One, you can walk around and you see all the pictures and flags and that sort of thing, but kind of talk a little about the history of that building.
Yeah, so Papillion's American Legion actually formed in 1919 also, so wow. It's got to be probably one of the, if not the oldest nonprofit in Papillion. But back then they worked out of some different offices, local offices at the time. That building, I think they took over and moved in there in 1947 when it was built. So it's been there for that long. Been probably 2 additions added to it. So that's been kind of a challenge because, as it's grown, it's kind of evolved into a lot more than back then in 1947 what it was designed to.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of history. It's in a great location with the park. I know the cities still have plans to kind of expand the park around it, so we're excited to be part of that, kind of be a staple of being in that park. It's a great location, and it's got a lot of history. We want the public to know that they can come in there. A lot of people don't understand. And that's a little bit with the American Legion in general. The younger generation, that's why the American Legion updated the logo, which is the logo I have on today. But that's because a lot of people with the older emblem didn't recognize what the Legion was about. So they've updated it to appeal to a younger generation. As we were doing the building upgrades, a lot of contractors would come to me and they're like, what is this building? They'd see the logo and they'd say, is this a church? And I was like, no, it's a veterans organization, and this is what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned the grill. Morrinsville was in there for a long time. They're going on their own. Now you have Pop and Smoke. How's that gone so far?
It was a challenge because they are trying to go from barbecue to more of a grill and now for more different variety. It's been a challenge because of the cost of food is so high. Sure. So we're trying to keep it. They're trying to keep the cost down so families can still come and eat good quality fresh food. Keep the prices down. And they came in right before Papillion days, so we just prepared the kitchen for them switching out, and start for Papillion days was a challenge. It was a little bit different this year for Papillion days. Weather was really hot, and people are mostly wanting to drink water and take in the air conditioning versus eating a hot meal. So, but it's picking up. Like I said, Pop and Smoke and Chip and Christine are great. They make some great food, so we're trying to get that word out there that we are back open, and it's going good. Yeah,
it is good. I was just over there, and I had the Philly steak sandwich. It was very good.
Amazing.
So, and also right now, as this taping, the Post is doing a fundraiser for pet supplies. Is that right?
Yeah, the most recent is for pet supplies. So, couple of our Legionnaires are involved in the community, and they kind of partnered up with this idea, like we should do a fundraiser for some of these shelters and with supplies. And at first I wasn't too sure about it, but I'm a big pet, I have a couple dogs, a big pet owner. So I thought, well, maybe it's a good cause. And really it's kind of taken off. We have a lot of shares, and it helps kind of get our name out there so they see we are involved with the community in all different aspects.
Yeah, last couple of questions. I've been talking about the building a lot, but also upstairs you have kind of an event area, receptions and kind of things as well?
Yeah, the upstairs has been a rental hall for, I think, forever. But we get a lot of events up there, weddings, receptions, graduations, birthday parties, so it has its own kitchen area. It has a bar. Now we'll be able to access the outdoor area for events out there to expand it. So, yeah, it does really well for us. And anything that can help with raising funds and pay the bills is good.
We always ask people, and you're from Papillion, so this is easier for you. Is there something in the city that you really enjoy, a place you like to go that you'd like to highlight? Maybe doesn't get the attention it should for you?
Well, man, that could be a lot of them. But, let's see. Well, probably a couple of them. First, I'd say the Post. Because,
yeah, sure.
I have to say that, but it's been there a long time. It's a long time nonprofit. We want the public to come there and enjoy it. It's in the park. But outside of that, that's kind of our thing. But one thing I kind of like is that I didn't even recognize till probably a couple of years back is the History Walk.
Oh yeah.
So. And the reason for that is because I was telling you earlier about my history with the Zeke Hotel. So my grandmother was raised in that hotel. And so the plaque is out there, and it tells the story of the hotel and the bar that was there and moved over to what's now Brownie's bar. And I have a picture of her sitting on that bar when she was 2 years old.
Wow.
So I kind of like that, and I'd like maybe to see it maybe expanded where it's highlighted, maybe some solar lights on it, so at nighttime people could walk on it or walk around and check it out. But it's kind of neat seeing the history of Papillion. It's got a long history. Maybe we can expand and add the Papillion Legion on there maybe sometime.
I know somebody who maybe we could talk to about that. That's certainly a possibility. Last thing, veterans out there that are thinking about joining, becoming a Legionnaire, what do they need to do?
Yeah, so we have a couple ways of doing that. You can stop in and pay dues as you stop in, which would be probably the best. So the key is for the new members to actually join our post if you like our post.
Right.
Because if you just join online, you go into Nebraska, and you're not really part of any post. You're just part of the state. So if you like what we're doing, like what we're about, want to support our community and our local events and youth programs, it's best to stop in our post, join there. You can join online. We have a website, American Legion Post32.com. You can go there and join. We have a quick link there on our website, which we're also trying to highlight all the things we do on there. And then you can mail it in. You can send a check in to the post. And
snail mail. The old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that happens a lot. So there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, there's different ways to do it. But membership's important to us.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. Ted, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time, man.
Appreciate
it. Join us again next time we talk to someone who, again, makes Papillion feel like home.